The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie show on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is Free Kicks. Okay, so Adam, we've got a big show. This is going to be our last show for a couple of weeks because I'm leaving the country. But I will be scouting locations overseas just to make sure that we don't. You know, what if I find a place in, say, Switzerland or Italy that would be a better location for Free Kicks? You'd move the family over, right?
I think I could definitely do that. My daughter's not too far away now, living in Paris. So there you go. It could be a good move.
All right.
So see if you can find a little chalet in Zurich, and I'm there. We can do it right there.
Okay.
I can see it now. The mountains in the background. Free Kicks on the podcast.
I think it, and we can write it all off because it's a business expense. But right now, it is time for Free Kicks.
And now, Free Kicks. Free Kicks with Illinois Youth Soccer Association's Director of Coaching, Adam Howarth, and Rick Kemper.
Well, I am looking over the news this morning. I know fans that live in Liverpool, they're either Liverpool fans or they're Everton fans. The Everton fans have got to be feeling a little bit better with the news that there is a potential sale. Everton might be sold soon to an American group. Now, that's probably not the most exciting thing for them. They're not big fans of the Americans owning Premier League clubs. But their current owner's not doing squat for them, so they've got to be happy that they're changing at least.
Yeah, there's a good chance. Hopefully, this goes through for them. Maybe a little bit of an investment, which might help them, especially as they are definitely near the bottom of the league. They're definitely going to be fighting off relegation. They might need a little bit more financial impetus to be able to then provide some players to come in, because although, to be fair, the new signing, the striker Beto, who I saw play in his first game, I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, I
think he's definitely going to help them. 30 million from Portugal, so 30 million player from Portugal. I think he's going to help them out. So because that's what they need. They need somebody who can at least create some things and score some goals for them.
So you were saying that this group, I think they're called 777.
That's right.
They also have a partial interest in Sevilla. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I believe they have a little bit of an ownership with Sevilla as well. Interesting to see, how that all kind of deals with maybe a partnership. A lot of teams kind of partner with another group. Sometimes players transfer over back and forth, so that might be something that they might look to do. But they're talking around about, I think, a sale of about 760 million, something around that kind of cost in terms of with the new stadium, because they're building a new stadium as well. Right. All of the other things. So it's quite a big undertaking in terms of the amount of money that's going to be going. So they have to be conscious of that. But Everton's lost a lot of money recently. Yeah. So hopefully this is a better situation for them.
Okay. Let's talk about the team that's down the road a ways there, and that's Manchester United. They've got some issues. Last year with that Mason Greenwood episode, and that they tried to bring him back this year, and the crowd the town erupted. Is like, no, you cannot do that. The women of Manchester were like, nuh-uh. Well, now they've got another player who has been accused of various different assaults on women. That's Anthony, who is taking a leave of absence even because he was kicked off the Brazilian national team. And there are 3 different women that have made accusations against him. That's not looking good.
No, definitely. It's definitely off the field stuff isn't helping them on the field. So that's a big issue for them. So obviously we don't know all the details and everything. All these are accusations, but
right.
I think probably the best thing that they could do is put them on leave to see how this plays out, what's going to happen, and then they're going to have to make a decision. Unfortunately, if you look historically at what's happened, typically things have never happened, never gone too well for players in these types of situations. But
right.
hopefully, it works out well for him. But again, we'll just kind of have to follow to see what happens. Yeah, you got him, and then we've got Jadon Sancho. If you remember hearing a little bit about that situation.
Just reading about that. Apparently has lost the locker room, Jadon Sancho's. Yeah. That's not good.
Yeah, so there's some things said about him from his playing standpoint, and he was also on a leave of absence more so from his own mental health last year, which is obviously a very serious issue and concern for the club, giving players the time that they need. Obviously, they're dealing with a lot of stress, but it's like you said, it's the off the field is now affecting on the field, and that may affect where they finish this year. Maybe a little bit of a clue in terms of my picks.
Oh, yes. Don't forget, our predictions are coming up here in just a moment. So maybe Jadon Sancho goes back to Germany, and then maybe he and Hansi Flick can hang out, because Hansi Flick, who was the coach of the German national team, has been given the boot. The Germans lost 4-1 against Japan, and then the Germans are not used to having a mediocre team.
No, and this is a big concern. And, he came in with all the right credentials, coming in with everything that he had done with Bayern Munich, took the Germany job after he won the Champions League during the COVID year, and then basically just won 4 games from 17 matches. That's not going to get the job done when you're the German national team coach.
Yeah. They've got a lot of talent on that team. You watch it and you think, how can they be this bad?
Yeah. It's hard to say why and how this has all taken place, because it just seems like things haven't gone well. There was a documentary, I think, that came out talking a little bit about the issues that took place in the World Cup, because they lost the Japanese team in the World Cup as well, if you remember.
That's what I remember.
So, yeah. So I think it was just bound to happen. Now they have to get another coach in place as quick as they can. I think Rudi Völler, if you remember him, of previous years.
He was the striker on the 1990 World Cup champion team.
That's right. Him and
Jurgen Klinsmann.
Klinsmann, who's also struggling over at South Korea. So it's been a rough go for the German managers. But he's going to take interim charge. But they say Julian Nagelsmann is the likely replacement to go in for Flick. So we'll see what happens. And interestingly enough, October 14th, Germany will be playing the United States.
Oh.
So be ready for that. I think that's out east. But we'll probably see a new manager and a whole new team. See what happens. They play United States and Mexico, actually, during that time, during that next international
Is Franz Beckenbauer still alive? It's time to bring him back. Bring back Franz Beckenbauer. Yeah, I know. He is still alive, but barely. All right, so let's do our predictions. We promised this last week. Every year, people are on the edge of their seats waiting for our predictions. They mark them down. They put it on their calendar. Mm-hmm. They look at it all season and go, wow, how are Rick and Adam doing on their picks? And why don't we start with the bottom 3 for this year, all right? We wait until – this is how we do it. We wait until the window closes, and people can't make any changes until the next window opens. So we kind of have a better idea of what the teams are.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the 20th.
That's why we're the smartest podcast around, because we wait.
That's right.
Just do it. We wait.
So who do you have in the 20th place at the end of this season?
In 20th place, I know this might be a shock to you, Luton Town is going to be bottom of the team. I predict they will have the lowest total of points ever.
Wow.
In the Premier League, yeah.
Wow.
I think this could be something that's going to be. So the lowest total, if I remember, is 11.
Okay. Wow, that's quite a prediction.
They're not going to get to 9. That's how bad they are.
Wow. Okay.
It's going to be shocking. They are completely out of their depth. Okay. Sorry, Luton fans, but
well, I also have them in 20th place, so we're agreed on that.
If Chelsea beats them, you know they're bad, right? So that's how I look at it. So that's it.
All right, 19th place.
Again, this was a tough one because I was going back, but I still think they're going to struggle. And again, it's a team that just got promoted, Sheffield United.
Yeah, that's who I have in 19th place as well. 18th place.
Now, this was a tough one. There's a bunch of teams there, and I'm going to probably go outside of the loop slightly, but I think this might be the time when things don't go too well for them. But unfortunately, I know our friend who's a Wolves fan, Mindy, is not going to be too happy, but I think Wolverhampton Wanderers will be the third team there.
Wow. Well, I am choosing Everton, which is pains me to say, but I've watched them play. I know they got the new striker, but they're just not very good, and that's who I'm going with as 18th place. And I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, and I hope I'm wrong too. I mean, I just don't know who could. I mean, there's a whole bunch of teams. I mean, Burnley's down there, Bournemouth.
Yep.
You could maybe even say Fulham potentially. Depends on what happens, but that third spot is going to be a tough one. The other two, I think, pretty much set. But
yeah, I agree. All right, now the top 4 is much more difficult this year. I really went round and round on these picks because. To me, it's not totally obvious, but let's see what you think. Who are you picking as your 4th place team for this coming season?
My 4th place team will be Chelsea.
I'm sorry.
What's so funny?
No, I'm sorry. So funny? I'm sorry. I thought I turned.
They're gonna figure it out.
I thought I turned my mic off. Okay, well. That's a good pick.
I mean, they're gonna scramble in. They're gonna get it right. They're gonna figure it out. They're gonna get on a bit of a streak, and definitely
it could happen.
Good enough to be 4th. Yeah,
they did spend $1 billion. $1 billion. So
$1 billion. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you got to figure there's a player or two in there somewhere. So they'll be fine. They'll be fine. 4th
okay.
Place.
Well,
not as good a year as past, but they'll be fine.
That's a bold choice, and I tip my cap to you for that. My pick is also kind of a bold choice in that they're not doing so well yet this year, but I'm going to pick Newcastle as a team that comes back. They just have too much talent on that team to languish, and I think they're going to make it back up to the top 4.
All right, fair enough.
3rd place.
3rd place, Liverpool.
That's who I have too. Mm-hmm. So I think I know what your first 2 are. So maybe it isn't as hard as I thought it was.
I thought it was pretty easy, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I can definitely the top 2 is I think the same as last year.
Yeah, Bournemouth,
Arsenal.
And,
yeah, Arsenal in 2nd.
Yes,
and Manchester City champions again. Can't see anybody else. I mean, they haven't lost a game yet. They've already got 12 points. Yeah, they'll be the team.
Yeah, I agree. I agree totally. All right, Free Kicks is brought to you by the Illinois Youth Soccer Association.
Illinois Youth Soccer is proudly serving the Illinois soccer community since 1975 and has a strong history of credibility. Illinois Youth Soccer is a non-profit corporation, official state association and charter member of the U.S. Soccer Federation, administers U.S. Soccer Federation coaching programs, the Olympic Development Program, and U.S. Soccer Federation referee programs. For more information, go to illinoisyouthsoccer.org.
Now, I understand there's some big news happening there in the office.
Yeah, lots of big news. No little music or anything?
Do I have anything?
No little jingle?
Wait,
do you have a jingle?
I do have one. Here we go.
And now, the latest Chicago area soccer news. Soccer news. With Coach Adam. Coach Adam.
I forgot about that one, yes.
Yeah, exactly. I think we need a jingle here. This is definitely worthy of things going on. Lots of things happening. Exciting stuff. Certainly from our first area, Olympic Development Program. Registration's open, which is a massive program for us. We have over 1,200 players in that program over the winter months. We'll do our winter training. And exciting news, the players that played last year who made the state team, we're heading to Arizona in January. That's going to be a tough one, Rick.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to I'm just going to have to deal with it. I'm going to probably just hang out with them.
It's about the only month you want to go to Arizona these days, but yeah.
So I think it's a good time to go. Yeah, it's going to be a good time there. So we're excited about that. We've got training, and obviously we had so many players that made regional teams this year. Close to 68 players from our state alone made regional teams.
Wow.
Which is amazing. So I'm lucky enough to coach the 2011 boys Midwest team, so I'll be heading to Orlando. Another tough place to go in January, but I'll be hanging out in Orlando with them in January. So that's great. But what a great program. So sign up on our website. Registration's wide open, and that's going to be for age groups 2005 all the way up to 2015. So think about those
2015. That was yesterday.
Exactly. It's kind of scary. So we got that open. Obviously, our cups are going on, so we're going to be having a lot of that stuff coming in October with our President's Cup for the girls, State Cup for the girls, and then obviously some of the younger boys teams, the 13s, will be playing as well. And then the other big news, coaching education. We're really excited to be hosting. We just got official note from U.S. Soccer that we'll be able to host B licenses starting in 2024. Information will be coming out very, very soon concerning the dates, but we're going to host 3 different opportunities for any coaches who are looking to get their B license. One will be in the city, hosted because there's 2 in-person weeks for that. That'll be with the Chicago Fire, and then we'll have 2 also up in the Rockford area. So really excited to be doing that along with our C license.
Do donuts come with that?
No, we try and avoid the donuts because they have to actually do some work.
All right.
Coach, we don't need any donuts on there,
Okay.
But we're part. That's going to be really, really exciting. So looking forward to that, and then we're also going to be hosting some more of the club leadership pathway courses, which was the DOC course that just slightly changed the name. So we'll be hosting some of those. So really busy next year. Lots of different and new courses coming through.
Okay, exciting news. Time for your favorite feature on the show.
Time now to guess the Premier League star.
Okay, I think I've run out of Chelsea players that have left to rub in your face. So
Great.
we're gonna go back to the traditional way of playing this game, and that is I choose a genuine Premier League star, and I give clues, and the listeners can play along at home and see if they can guess it before our expert guesses it. All right, you ready?
Ready.
All right, this week's star is 27 years old. Who is it? He has been with his current Premier League club since 2020. And he has scored 43 goals. So this is somebody who has been around and is a star. 43 goals, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Okay. He's a forward.
Okay.
He wears number 11.
It's number 11, forward, 43 goals. Is he playing with Manchester United?
He is not. He has played for the English national team. He has 7 caps and has scored twice.
Okay. I think I might have a guess on this one. Where's number 11, though? Maybe he doesn't wear that. 7 caps. Number 11. You know, and England's playing too, you know.
I don't know if he wears number 11 for England.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It changes. Yeah, it changes. But he wears the 11 for his club team.
Yes. According to Wikipedia.
Great source. Yeah, you got me on this one. I may need another clue.
Okay. He has the same first name as either Laurel or Hardy.
Oh, I know. I was thinking of him as well. It was so funny. As soon as you said that, I was like, man, do you think it's him? Because he's had a decent-ish start to the season. Mm-hmm. And is he a star? Yeah, I guess to a certain point. This would be an Aston Villa player.
Yes.
Mr. Ollie Watkins.
That is correct. Now, let me ask you this honestly. When you were looking at your top 4, did you give any consideration to Aston Villa as a top 4 team?
Not even a thought. I didn't even know they were in the Premier League until recently. So, not even a thought. Potentially mid-table, and that was kind of my thought process. But yeah, no.
I actually did. I actually considered them. I considered Aston Villa. I considered Brighton and Newcastle and even Chelsea. I considered all of those teams.
Well, of course you would consider Chelsea.
Yeah.
Of course, that makes sense. Now, all the other teams, you can consider as much as you want, but they're never going to make that step. I think that's the difference between some of those other teams. They're always going to be there, but it's going to take a miraculous season like Leicester City, for example, when they won the league that time.
Right.
It's going to be, everybody has to have a down season for them to be able to step up. But they're just not consistent. For me, Aston Villa, I mean... No,
they're not. They're not.
They win great one week, and then the next week, have these guys ever played before? You just don't know. That's the thing. That would be the frustrating part. And even Brighton, to a certain point, is a little bit like that. They win heavy, and then they lose heavy. So at least with Chelsea, you're either winning or you're losing. That's pretty much how it works.
Plus $1 billion. $1 billion with the B.
Yeah.
All right.
And the teams like Man City, they always win. So there you go.
Well, the other team that neither of us picked in the final 4, or top 4, is Manchester United.
Exactly. Well, I think they've got too many issues off and on the field. Yeah. And I think that's going to hurt them. I really do.
Okay, it's time for this.
Now time for Adam's Weekend Soccer TV Tip.
Okay, so I was kind of lost last weekend with no Premier League soccer. This week, and actually, why don't we talk about some of the stuff maybe over the next couple of weeks, if there's anything that you see coming up, because we're not going to be back until early October. So I'm sure there's some huge games on the horizon, including this coming weekend.
For sure. You really made me work for this one. I had to look 3 weeks ahead, so that's okay, because we'll do it for our listeners. Not a problem. But for the next 3 weeks, these are the big games that I think people need to definitely pencil in. This weekend, we've got, when you think about the team and how well they're doing, you've got West Ham playing Manchester City, 4th against 1st. I think that's going to be a great game on Saturday. 9:00 kickoff. I think definitely watch that one. That'll be a good one. And West Ham have done pretty well against Manchester City in recent years.
Yeah, they have.
I wouldn't be surprised if they might knock them off. And
we saw them beat Chelsea too. You remember that?
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah,
one of those things. But they're in 4th. I mean, they've actually been top of the table a few times. Yeah, and they were chanting pretty well at the Chelsea, $1 billion. What do you get? That's exactly. But £1 billion, not dollars. So that's a game coming up this weekend. Definitely pencil that one on USA. The next 2 weekends, I went with a derby on Sunday, September the 24th. Arsenal versus Spurs. I think you've got to love that. The North London derby.
That's another team really neither of us chose to make it in the Final Four, and that's Tottenham. They're up there right now.
Yeah, Big Ange is doing everything right so far. The new manager, Ange Postecoglou, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll go with it. But he's doing great with the team right now. But again, that's Tottenham. Flattered to deceive more often than not. And then, just my opinion. And then October the 3rd, right when you get back, I don't know if you'll be back by then. It's a Tuesday game.
That's the day we get back.
There you go. You'll be able to watch it. You'll get back and watch this highly anticipated 19th versus 20th match. They might be Luton Town hosting Burnley. I think that's the game. Neither one of us picked Burnley to go down.
No.
So we still think that they're good enough to stay up. But I think this will be the game. This was the game that was earlier cancelled because Luton's Town ground wasn't ready. So I think that's definitely worth a watch. And if you haven't seen the stadium yet, you can listen to the fans walking up past the players watching. I don't know if you saw this, but they were singing when there was West Ham fans were walking up there. I can see you in the bath. I can see you in the bath. Best thing ever I've ever seen. So it was great. So yeah, they were singing that as they were walking up the steps, looking into people's homes.
And that's an important game for your prediction, because if Luton Town can't get a point against Burnley, right, that this is one of their only shots at getting points.
Yeah. They're not going to get points against Burnley. They're not getting points against anybody. No offense to Burnley.
Right.
But yeah, this is almost, as they call it, a 6-pointer. It's going to be a big one. It's they're already -7 against already. 3 games in.
It's not good. Okay. Free Kicks is brought to you by Green White Soccer Club. We have, I think it's going to be 68 years this year. 68 years of soccer excellence at Green White Soccer Club. You can go to greenwhitesoccer.org. We have teams for every age group, including over 48s. So check us out. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to be out of the country for a few weeks. We won't be posting podcasts until October, but we will come back with guns blazing in October. We'd like to thank our executive producer, Tony Lasano, with Opie Productions. Opie is hippo backwards. OPPIH shows. Thanks to Ed Silla from Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Great Talk Radio isn't dead. It just moved to a better place, radiomisfits.com. And we'll be back in October with another edition of Free Kicks. The preceding was a presentation of Opie Productions. Find our other great shows wherever you find podcasts, including opishows.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?